So we study about the types of chemical reaction. There are the four main types of the chemical reaction. The first reaction is called a combination reaction. Now, what is a combination reaction? Let us we study about an example. If we take calcium oxide and we add some water in it, then we get calcium hydroxide. Here, calcium oxide and water are the two reactants and we get only one product, which is calcium hydroxide. Here we said that when two or more reactants in a reaction to form a single product, it is called a combination reaction. Means in combination reaction there is only one product. Now the second type is the decomposition reaction. The decomposition reaction is study about an with the help of an example. Suppose we take calcium carbonate in a test tube and we heat it, then we get calcium oxide and CO2 gas. Here, when we heat the calcium carbonate, then it decomposes. Decompose होणे म्हणजे त्याचे अपघटन होणे किंवा ते ब्रेक होणे. It decomposes and we get calcium oxide and CO2. Here in this reaction, calcium carbonate is one reactant and we get two products. Means we said that a chemical reaction in which two or more products are formed from a single reactant is called a decomposition reaction. Here the formed CO2 is mixed with lime water, then the lime water turns milky. Now the third type is a displacement reaction. In the earlier chapter we study about a reaction of copper sulfate and zinc. Here when copper sulfate and zinc is mixed with each other, we get the zinc sulfate and copper. Now zinc is a more reactive element and copper is a less reactive element. Zinc displaces copper and formed ZnSO4. Therefore it is called a displacement reaction. Now we study the another example of displacement reaction. This is on page 38. Now here we study the second example, CuSO4 plus Fe. Here we get FeSO4 plus Cu. Here Fe is a more reactive than Cu, therefore it takes place the position of Cu and FeSO4 is formed. Here the definition is the reaction in which the place of ion of less reactive element in a compound is taken by another more reactive element by formation of its own ion is called a displacement reaction. Now the last type is double displacement reaction. Now first we study the definition of the reaction. The reaction in which the ions in the reactants are exchanged to form a precipitate are called a double displacement reaction. Now precipitate means a substance which does not dissolve in water. Now we study an example. When potassium chromate and barium sulfate added each other, then what happens? The first question is what was the color of precipitate formed? There is yellow colored precipitate is formed. The second question is write the name of precipitate. The precipitate name is barium chromate. Now the third question is the write down the balanced equation for this reaction. Now what is a balanced reaction? When barium sulfate BaSO4 add with potassium chromate, then we get a new product. We write the products of the reaction, that is BaCrO4 arrow in downward direction plus K2SO4. This is a barium chromate BaCrO4, which is a precipitate denoted by the downward arrow. Does not dissolve in water. This is yellow colored precipitate. Hence we said that there is formation of precipitate, hence it is called a double displacement reaction.